Welcome to my class where I'm going to be teaching you some really important stuff today. Today's focus is going to be on body movements, salsa, bachata and kizomba. We'll be talking about how to move the feet, knees, hips, very important, then into the torso and the arms. Okay, so this is a very interesting class because you'll note that the movements that are working in salsa are the same as bachata and very similar in kizomba, not completely the same, but you'll see big similarities before you see many differences in the techniques. Now, your basic movements in salsa bachata are based on what we call Cuban body movements. Okay, so these are the movements that are completely natural, they're completely normal, they feel correct, they feel good when you're doing them correctly because it's very natural in feel. And in kizomba, slight differences again, but this is the basis and the foundation of ginga. Ginga being your style, your individual flow, and your individual interpretation of the movements. Okay, so having said that, let's get down to it. We're going to be starting off from the bottom, working our way up the body. Okay. So let's start off first with salsa and bachata, or the differences between salsa and bachata and kizomba as far as your movement goes. In salsa and bachata, when we step, we always step obviously firstly with the feet in an open position, your heels are in and your toes are out. When we step in salsa and bachata, we step from here, where we land on the demi point, the ball of the foot, the toes are flat, and from here, we roll down towards the heel. We then bring the other foot up to the demi point, lift, touch, roll, lift, touch, roll, touch, roll, touch, roll, touch, roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is for salsa and for bachata. So if I were going into my salsa, I'd be stepping like that, and if I were going into bachata, I'd be stepping like that. Okay, that's the first thing. Then, when it comes to kizomba, similar leg movements. However, instead of landing on the demi point and rolling down towards the heel, demi point down to the heel, in fact, you're going to land to the front of the foot, but you're going to hit the beat on your heel. Boom, 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 hitting the heel to the ground on the beat. Okay, that's the only difference. So if kizomba is your preferred style, or the style that you want to work the most on your body language with and your body movement with, you're going to be stepping like this. Boom, 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 landing towards the heel. If you would like to explore salsa bachata as well, landing on the demi point, rolling down to the heel. Back to kizomba, salsa bachata, kizomba, let's look at now what's happening with the knees, because the fact that you're stepping and however your feet are moving from now on doesn't really matter too much, okay? Salsa, bachata or kizomba, do it the way you want. But when it comes down to the knees, this is where it gets interesting. I want you to consider that there are two separate movements happening in your step, okay? The first movement is the touch of the floor. Whether you're touching the demi point or you're touching the heel, doesn't matter, like I said. This is move number 1, okay? Whenever you touch the ground, make sure that the knee is bent, okay? Now, to get to the maximum bend position, what you want to do is make sure that you are ready to go like this. Start off with your weight on your left side, okay? This is my right, but I'm your mirror. Start with the weight on your left side, and from here, I want you to sit down into your hip, okay? So if you were standing on both your feet. This is what we call neutral position. I can transfer my weight over to the right side, to my left side, but not have any change in the right knee. Notice that if you change weight from side to side, the knee doesn't necessarily express, okay? However, if you shift your weight over to the left side and then sit into your hip, you're going to notice immediately that as you sit, that knee, the right knee, comes forward, okay? Now if you salsa bachata, you're going to be in this position over here, touch, 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 kizomba, touch, 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 touch. That's the beginning of your step. Your knee is always fully bent as you're stepping and you're here. Now, something important for the ladies, especially in kizomba, guys do this, or leads, we always step flat. There is a differentiation in the way this is taught from teacher to teacher. And I know that up till about 2016, 2017, we used to teach the ladies in kizomba to keep the heels up. Okay? And that was fine back in the day before urban kids became a big thing, right? But with the introduction of urban kids into kizomba as one of the variations of styles that we dance to, the techniques have changed a little bit, and there's a need for the follows to actually put the heel down when you step. Okay, and I see this even with really advanced kizomberas who haven't updated the techniques that keep the heels up. All right, I'm going to say, ladies, that you should try to put your heels down. At least try it out for this exercise and see how it works for you. But what I've come to find with my follows that I teach is that by putting the heels down, they're far more ready for moves like leg lifts, for keda, because the heel is down. Whenever there's a keda, a fall, they've got better balance because and better stability because the heel is down. So I'm going to suggest for you ladies that even if you're dancing kizomba, put your heels down. You'll notice when you watch kizomba videos these days, especially urban kids, that the ladies are dancing in sneakers and flat shoes, not in high heels so much. And also if you watch kizomba videos from Angola, where you're seeing Angolans dancing kizomba, original kizomba, that the ladies also put the heels down when they step. So this, stepping on the balls of the feet and keeping the heels up, is more of a, I would say, like an outdated, westernized technique, but it's not so applicable now. Okay, so I'm going to suggest, ladies, please put your heels down, okay? Let's go with the music. Weight on the left side. From here, 2 movements. We're going to go touch and roll, touch and roll, touch and roll, touch and roll. Salsa bachata, touch and roll, touch and roll, touch and roll, touch and roll. Kizomba, touch the heel, roll, touch heel, roll, touch and roll, touch and roll. 4 more. 1, 2, salsa bachata. 3 and 4. Good. I hope that was making sense for you. Now, let's move it on. Something very, very important when it comes down to the knees and the hips understanding is that your hips are controlled by your feet and your knees. So this is controlled by what's happening down there. Alright, so make sure that you have good technique on your feet and your knees to get the best motion out of your hips. In kizomba, guys, our hips move a lot. Salsa bachata, our hips don't move very much. For the follows, for the ladies, in salsa bachata and kizomba, your hips have the same fluid motion in all 3 styles because it's African movement first, Afro, Latin, yeah? That comes first, okay? So make sure that your feet and your knees are moving well for your hips to move correctly, okay? Now let's expand a little bit more of a higher grade concept, that when you're in your bent position, now it's very easy to straighten and then bend, straighten and bend, straighten and bend. And you'll notice that I'm actually bouncing as I straighten, and then I land back down as I bend. Straighten and bend, straighten and bend. This is incorrect movement. This is the movement that causes a bounce in your dancing. So for instance, in bachata, I see this all the time, especially with the ladies, is this up and down bouncing in the basic. Okay? When that's happening, the hips are loose or the hips are locked, and there's no movement happening in the hips as they should be. Okay? What you want to do instead is this. Starting off, weight on your right side, left leg ready, whether you're in demi point or in flat foot. The first thing that you want to do is start to bend the straight leg and then transfer over to the other side. From here, as I touch, I start bending the straight leg and then straightening the bent leg, and that creates a much more even transfer of the weight, but also no bounce. As you can see, I have no bounce up and down. Fully grounded. Remember that we're learning Afro-Latin styles, and the Afro and Afro-Latin is about being grounded and being into the earth. Okay? Very, very grounded, very earthy motion. In other styles of dancing, like ballet, contemporary, and other styles, you're usually trying to dance on top of the ground with a lot of airiness and a lot of float. In Afro-Latin styles, it's about being into the floor, being into the ground. Super, super important. Dip, touch and roll, touch and roll, touch and roll. Even transfer to the knees, limiting or eliminating the bounce altogether. Easy. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Good, let's move on. The hips, sitting into the hips. Try to get all the way across as much as you can, deeply into the hip by really lowering yourself down into the floor. Okay? The more hip movement you have, ladies specifically to you, but guys also, the more hip movement you have, the more fluidity you're going to have in your timing, because your hips are another gear in your motion. Okay? If you think about an old school watch with different gears, the gears control the seconds, the minutes, the hours, the days, and all that kind of information on the clock, but everything works in synchronicity. The same thing is happening here. Imagine that there's a gearing, or a few gears down the ankles, gears in the knees, and then gears in the hips. If the gearing is correct, the motion is going to be fluid in all of it. So if you see the hips are going top, tick, top, my knees, tick, top, tick, top, the feet, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels. So it's all on gears, and all the gears are interacting with each other, creating fluidity of movement. The more movement you've got in your hips, the more movement you've got in your knees and your feet, and that's going to really contribute big into your rhythm and your fluidity. Okay, so that's the hips. Now, when we're looking at this from the perspective of kizomba, the arms are usually at a ready position, but not much counter movement in the arm. Because you're generally in a closed hold in kizomba, that your arms are going to be more stationary and connected to your partner. Ladies, of course, you put your hands on your partner's shoulder blades, your arms are resting on his arms, and you're not going to feel much counterbalance or arm motion at all. For the leads, we've got our hand on our partner's back, holding onto her hand or holding onto her back, and again, the arms are only going to move when we're kind of creating different leads, okay? But otherwise the arms are fixed. In salsa and bachata, when you're in open position, the arms move in opposition to the feet to create a counterbalance, okay? Good. So try to make sure that your arms and feet are moving in opposition. How do you do that? Here's a great way to do it. I'm going to give my little belt to explain to you. Okay, so what I want you to do is You can use your imagination for this one, or you could get a belt or a piece of rope or something like that. And what I want you to do is take that behind your right knee, directly behind the knee. Now, using your left hand, you're going to hold on to that rope. Whether it's imagined or not, go with me here. What you're going to do is place the weight over to the left side. In order to raise the right knee with the arm, you need to raise the hand and the knee together. Hand and knee together. Now whether you're lifting the knee using your arm, or whether you're raising your knee and picking up the slack with your hand, whatever makes more sense to you, but that's happening with the right side. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay? Now, when you're about to start stepping, salsa bachata specifically, you've got your weight over to your left side. Before your step, there needs to be a preparation for the step. Okay? So what happens is you start off by going and before step number 1. So if you're here, if I count you in 5, 6, 7, 8, the knee goes up. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you're ready to start moving. From here, from this position, you're going to step 1 and then transfer to the other side. 2, transfer. 3 and 4. So notice, and 1 and 2. Notice the hands and the knees. 3, 4. Moving on exactly the same gearing system as I mentioned before, the arms and the hips, except that it's going across from the right side to the left knee and from the left side across to the right knee. This is vital stuff, so you need to practice with me, okay? So now, we're going to get ready. Weight into the left side, arms at the ready. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reset. Sitting into the left side, right leg ready to go. Remember, 8, everything comes up and down on the 1. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Okay, so there we have the arms moving with the feet. Very important here for the arms. The arms, upper arms are running down in line with the body. Forearm parallel to the ground, with a space between the torso and the elbows. Okay, so when you're moving, it bowls like this. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to go into salsa timing. Quick, slow. 5, 6, 7. Quick, slow. 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 4 more. 3, 2, 1 more. Quick, slow. Hope that made sense for you here. Notice the arms and legs moving together. Now if we do this for bachata, bachata has a touch on count number 4 and 8. So 1, 2, 3, touch, 5, 6, 7, touch. Because the touch is not a transfer of weight, there will not be an arm motion or an arm swing to give gravity to that touch, because the touch is not the touch. You only move your arms when you're walking. You don't move your arms when you're standing. Your touch is basically a non-motion position, so the arms will not swing. So if you watch me, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 8, 8. Yeah? So there's no movement until step, step, hold, touch, step, step, hold, touch, quick, quick, slow, touch, quick, quick, slow, touch, quick, quick, slow, touch. One more time. Good. So that's your difference between the bachata and the salsa timing with regards to the arms. Let's move it up the body now. There's something happening in your body that's vitally important, because remember, the motion comes from the center, it comes from the torso. So what needs to happen is your body is actually transferring weight, which is then giving step, okay? At the same time, because your feet are moving, your arms will be moving, so that will be moving with the shoulders. So let's look firstly at what's happening with the chest before we move up to the shoulders. There's a few different ways of explaining this. I'm going to explain it to you the way I learned it quite recently with Tanya Canassa, amazing dancer from Milan and a dancer with Adolfo, and she dances her own solo stuff. Shout out to Tanya, love you girl. As she was explaining to me in a lady styling class that I took with her, was the chest rotates. Okay, so I'll show you from this angle over here. Chest rotating. The chest is rotating from 2 o'clock position to 10 o'clock position. Rotate, 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 rotate. So what you can do is put your hands, one on your tummy, one on your chest, and twist, and twist, and twist, and twist. Good. Okay, so what's going to happen now is weight on the left hand side. We're going to be stepping on the slow, but as you step, I want you to twist the chest with the leading side with the foot. So as you step your right foot, so bring your arms up to the ready position, weight on the left side. As you step your right foot, twist the rib cage to 10 o'clock. Okay? Now, as you transfer the weight, step at the left foot and turn the foot towards 2 o'clock. So, 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Five, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So that's part one of it. Now I know that it probably feels to you as if you're not getting your counterbalance in your step. Totally understand. I'm just breaking it down for you piece by piece, so we're building it up. Now, as the rib cage, so if you turn your body towards 3 o'clock position, 3 o'clock direction, as you rotate the chest towards 10 o'clock to the left, like that, the right shoulder is going to push to the front like that, okay? So let's break this movement down. What you do is take your hand, thumb on the front of the shoulder, and then bring the hand in front like this, and then take the thumb away, okay? Now imagine that your hand was a drum. You're going to hit the shoulder, boom, 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 boom. Hit the drum, hit the drum. Take the shoulder to the hand, not hand to shoulder. 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's turn to 9 o'clock direction. Arm up at the 90-degree crook, parallel to the ground, perpendicular to the ground. 5, 6, 7, and touch. Drum, drum, drum. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stretch it out. I know you're probably feeling so tense and so energized from that, because you know what, as you're learning these new techniques, you're going to be putting in more energy than is necessary. I'm very, very light as I'm doing this, but I understand that it can be, in the beginning, a little bit more challenging. So now, we're going to start off facing this direction over here, arms at the ready. feet are shoulder width apart for stability. We're going to start with the right side and then alternating left, right, okay? Ready with the right side first. 5, 6, 7, and right, and left, and right, and left, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. How is that? Yeah? Tricky exercise, I understand that, but it's amazing when you put it all together with the rest of the movements. Let's move the chest and the rib cage together, okay? Here's a cool exercise for you. Starting like this, feet, double shoulders or shoulder and a half, arms at the ready position like this. What you're going to do is start off by turning the rib cage down on the right side, up on the left side, right shoulder down, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch. So now imagine the drum was down here and you're drumming down, down, and twisting your shoulder, twisting your chest, twisting your rib cage to add extra beat on the drum. Good. Now we're going to sway the body. Left, right, left, right. Bending the left knee, straighten, bend the right knee, straighten. Transferring the weight. Right, left, right, left. Now coming up to speed body position. Notice the 90-degree crook in the arm stays the same, doesn't move. The space between the elbows and the body also. Sway from side to side. Right, left, right, left. Now, let's go quick, slow. Here we go. Quick, slow. Quick, slow. This is salsa and bachata time here. Quick, slow. Transfer. Transfer. Right, left, right, left. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Now let's add the steps. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. One more time. 2, 3. Now let's go bachata, add in the tap on 4 and 8. 1, 2, 3, touch. 5, 6, 7, touch. 1, 2, 3, touch. 5, 6, 7, touch. 1. One more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go back to Kizomba. Arms are fixed. Feet flat as you hit in the ground, grounded. Rolling through the knees. Basic 2. Let's go. 1, 2. Again, here, the touch is the same like with bachata, so there's no transfer of the weight. The hips are going slow, 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 slow.
5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7.
Okay, so we're going to start off with the weights on the left side. Ready position. Right foot at demi point.
Nice
Nice posture.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
Speed body.
1, 2, 3.
We'll start off 8, 1. Remember to prepare by lifting the right knee and the left arm. And 1, 2, 3. Ready? 5, 6, 7. Prepare. 1,
2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
one more count.
2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
Good.
2, 3,
Now,
5, 6, 7.
let's do that with bachata.
5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3,
5, 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6,
Notice you're only
7.
counting the
1,
steps.
2, 3,
The touch has no
5, 6,
count, but it's
7.
got the drum.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3.
Side to side, let's go.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
One more.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
So guys and girls, there we come to the end of the class. I hope that was a nice and clear tutorial for you. Of course, if you have any questions, don't neglect to send me a message, DM me, message in the comment section of anything that I might have missed out. Any questions that you've got, I'll definitely answer that. Otherwise, you can send me an email, details below, send me a WhatsApp message, also details below. And yeah, I really love teaching that class because to me, good basic movement, good foundation is where the beauty and the aesthetic is in your dancing. It's not in how many moves you know, it's not in how many turns you know, how many tricks you know. That is all just decoration. That's all cherry on top of the cake story, okay? But when you're looking at, if you want like a really nice cake, the most important part in the cake is the sponge, right? And that's the foundation of it. Whatever colored icing you put on top, whatever flavor icing you put on top, only serves to enhance the quality of that sponge, okay? If the sponge is dry and terrible tasting, it doesn't matter what icing you put on top. It doesn't matter if you put hundreds and thousands of fruits, cherries, whatever like that. Once you look at that, it's going to look pretty cool, but once you get down to the actual flavor of it, it's lacking. Okay, so make sure that you put extra attention into your basic movements. That's going to make sure that everything that you do looks beautiful, it flows nicely, it's easy, your timing's going to be better, and then from there start to branch out and add more decorations on top. Okay, thank you very much. That's the end of this class, and yeah, I look forward to having you in the next one. Cheers, bye.